Hi everyone, good evening. Hi Vineet, Rahul, Harsh, Anand, Ruby. Good to see you guys. Hi, I'm Sonia from CodeChef team. How are you guys doing? Hi Manoj. Manoj, are you from VIT? Good to have you in the session. Hi. Srini, Mani, Paras, Gautam, Tarun, Harsh, Sai, Kishore, Payal, Vashisht, Gautam, Rushita, what a lovely name, Kalam. Hi. Harsh, I'm doing good too. I hope you are as well. Hi, Hariharan, Santosh. Hi. Oh, good to see you guys. Good to see you. Awesome. Wow, we have quite a lot of people joining in. Hello, guys. My name is Sonia. I'm a part of the CodeChef team, and I'm here to take an orientation session for you guys. But before I do, why don't you guys tell me which college you are from and which year of college are you in? I want to understand the kind of audience that we have today so that I can talk about some things which will be relevant for you. Hi, Ashwin. Atomizer Gaming. Wow, that's a nice name. Hey, Nandini. Hey, Udaya. Ankit. Prema, you are from Vellore Technology, Welltech, I'm guessing. Yeah. SRM AP first year, SRM AP first year, SRM AP. Wow, lots of students from SRM AP. Wonderful, guys. Raj Lakshmi Engineering College, I'm sorry. Okay, third year, ACE final year, Harsh. Triple E SMVEC, Welltech, SRM, Welltech, Mangalore Institute of Technology, SRM. Guys, anyone apart from Vellore Institute, SRM as well? Yeah. SRM, ACE, CELT, MITE, Welltech, ACE, SRM, Welltech, awesome. IIT Chennai, okay, SRM, Triple IT Hyderabad, MITE, awesome. Come on, guys, I want to see more of your college names. Ambala College of Engineering, CSE second year. Wow. Sastra University second. Guys, send me which year also, yeah? I want to know how soon are you starting on this whole journey of coding. Velamala, IIT Hyderabad, MITE, Beltech. Okay. Any other IIT? I saw a couple of people from Chennai and Hyderabad here. Yeah. Lots of people from MITE, NCER, Taligam as well. Wow. Okay. SRM, AP. SRM, Welltech, freshers. Most of you guys seem to be freshers. Okay. Mangalore Institute of Technology, Vellamal Institute of Technology, Chennai, SRM, KPR Institute. Okay, that's a new name. MAIT. Lavkesh, what is MAIT? Janisha MITE. Okay. Wow, second year IIT Chennai, KPR, LPU. Prashant's from LPU. Prashant, any more of your batchmates or friends who are here in the session? Sharmukh, yeah, second year is a good time to start competitive programming. I started it in fourth year. You're starting way before me as well, so it's good. Yeah. Lokesh is from Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Technology, Beltech, KSR, SRM, MVEC, KS Rangaswamy College of Technology, Erode. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi. Yes, guys, Vishnu's wishing me and I'm wishing all of us here. Yeah. Vishnu's from second year, Raj Lakshmi, second year. Okay. Wow. Jaswant, hi Jaswant. KCE Coimbatore, Mangalore Institute of Technology. Wow. We have lots of students from very different colleges all across India, but I see a lot of people joining in from South India. That's wonderful. IIT Madras as well, Galgotia's University. Okay. Ambala University. I'm sorry, people from all across India are joining in. Awesome. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi, guys. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi. Uh, Wonderful, wonderful. So, guys, thank you so much for taking our time, yeah, and joining into the class. I'm sure, it's a lot of celebration time around where you are right now, considering that, yeah, Ganesh Chaturthi is starting, etc. But good to interact with all of you. Yes, I see a lot of people that have joined from SRM, Welltech, KCE, and yeah, and so many other colleges. Good to have everyone here, and a lot of people are starting in their first and second years. That's a great time to get started. Yeah. Before we begin, I want to introduce myself as well. My name is Sonia Motwani. I'm an educator with An Academy and CodeChef. CodeChef is an An Academy company, right? So I'm an educator with CodeChef as well as An Academy, and today's session is to kind of give you an idea about the complete space of competitive programming. Yeah. What is it? What you should know? Anything else that you would like to know or understand? Happy to answer all your questions and give you a brief idea about yeah, about where is it that you can see yourself in a couple of years, or where you want to be and how you can achieve that. Okay. Okay. Jayakan says that he's joining from IIT Tokyo. Is there a IIT Tokyo branch? Yeah. Okay. First time I'm hearing it, but nonetheless, okay. So guys, I'm going to be sharing my screen. I've created a short presentation for you. Want all of us to right now think about, the current place we are in and where we want to be a couple of years down the line and how we can achieve it. Okay. And also some questions that I want you to contemplate about, and yes, and then answer them for yourselves and focus back on competitive programming. So while I'm sharing my screen, you may not be able to see completely. You may not be able to see. I may not be able to see your comments completely. I'm so sorry, but I will pause during the presentation and come back and answer all your questions if there are any. Okay. Awesome. I'll share my screen. Please tell me if you're able to see it or not. Okay. You should be able to see my screen right now for 10 seconds. I'm going to go back to the chat and see if you guys are able to see it or not. I just type in reply with a yes if you are. Okay. Awesome. It's visible. Wonderful, guys. Wonderful. So welcome to the session. Like I was introducing myself earlier, let me continue from there. My name is Sonia Motwani. I'm a BITS Pilani grad with 7 years of work experience. I'm an educator with an academy in the space of competitive programming and have a special interest in the fintech space. So finance and technology domain merged together. That's where I've worked in the past. So banks, NBFC companies, right? Companies like RBL Bank, PaisaBazaar.com are the kind of companies that I've worked with. And that's where my general interest lies. I think I've already asked you guys this. I wanted to know a little bit about you. What is your college name? What is your year name? I've seen that a lot of us who've joined in on the session today are either freshers or in their second year right now, which is very wonderful and a great time to start in competitive programming. Yeah. Okay. I know some of the things that you might have on mind when you've joined this session, but I want you to tell me in chat that is there any specific answer that you were looking for from this session? Like after this session, what are you looking to know, understand more about in this complete space? I will try and answer those questions for you. Think about this for a couple of seconds. Tell me, why have you joined the session today? What are you looking to learn out of this? What do you want your key takeaway to be? Okay. Let me try and see what are the kind of comments that I'm getting. Just going to maximize my screen. Okay. There might be a little lag. I hope you were able to see my screen. Yes. And okay. So anime says morale boost. Sridevi wants to learn coding. Vamsi wants to understand what is coding, little about coding, how to begin, where to begin. Unstable mind. You have a very unique name, but yeah, how to begin coding is very important. About programming, the books that are good to learn, the path for competitive programming, path which to focus, right? Companies, placements, jobs, yeah. how to clear competitive programming without knowing about things. You want to know more about contests and become better at it. Okay. Wow. Basic concepts about coding, coding language, creating logic, introduction to coding. Okay. Google CEO banunga coding karke. Paras, I hope you do become Google CEO. I want to see you there. Yes? Awesome. Chintu's very good at coding and become like Chintu. Yes, all of us should become like Chintu. Coding is hard or easy. Awesome. How to get star ratings in CodeChef. Yes. How to start competitive coding. Very, very nice. Where to learn competitive coding. Okay. I know the kind of questions that you have in mind. Awesome. Get the knowledge about coding, cracking fan companies, best book for coding competitions. I'm sorry. Easy tips for coding. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. I think I will be able to answer a lot of your questions today. Yeah. Going back to the presentation, there are a couple of pointers that I've already added over there. How to get started, what are the topics that you should be looking at. I'll try and answer most of these for you. But again, we can have a quick Q&A towards the end of the session. And yeah, I can try and answer some of the questions. Okay. What to start with data structures or algorithms. That's a very key component of what I've covered today, Justin. So don't worry about that. Yeah. Clear GSOC, Hershey, yes, absolutely. I'll cover that, and I hope you do clear it. It'll be wonderful, yeah, to have another Unacademy learner clear, yeah, these contests. Awesome. Okay, know about programming, benefits of coding. That's amazing. Okay, okay, got it. So, yeah, I get a clear idea. This is a basic introductory session. So most of these questions are going to be answered, but I also now have an idea about the kind of direction and inclination that you folks have joined with, right? So I think it helps us be on the same page. Hey Sai, how are you? Okay, so I know why we've joined this session today. We all know why we've joined this session today. Okay, I'm getting because you have joined this class already. You have already heard of competitive programming. Yes, how many people have not heard of competitive programming? Can you type in a no if you haven't? Type in a no if you've not heard of competitive programming. Let me see how many of us are there. Harshini, getting placed in FANG companies. Yeah, FANG companies are key. That's where we want to go. Okay, Manoj, Lakshya. Okay, we have quite a lot of people who are not aware about what competitive programming is. A lot of people are aware as well. No worries. That's a good place for us to begin the session. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So, competitive programming, like the name and the word suggests also, is competition, right? But you are solving problems with the help of code, right? In any language, any kind of a problem that you're able to solve with certain restrictions. Restrictions could be that you have a limited amount of time, there's a limited amount of memory space that you could use, right? There are certain restrictions around which you have to solve a problem, which is why it becomes competitive in nature, and you're doing this against multiple other people. There are lots of people that are doing the same thing. And eventually those who are able to achieve the end goal, or those who are able to get an answer within the stipulated time or with the restrictions, eventually ends up getting some points for what they have solved for, right? And then there are multiple competitions that keep happening on certain platforms. CodeChef is one such platform, right? There are multiple competitions that keep happening on the platform, and yeah, and then basically depending on what you're able to clear, your rankings, your score keeps on increasing, right? So that's what is competitive programming, and companies use competitive programming as and the ranks that learners get on these competitive programming platforms as a metric to understand how good they are at programming, right? So for example, if you have a good rank on any of the platforms, like if you are a 4-star coder, say on CodeChef, that's very highly valued in the industry. And becoming a 4-star coder on CodeChef requires at least a good year of learning, solving, participating in contests, practicing problems, right? So if you have that learning dedication to be able to cover and solve so many questions and then get really good marks, eventually get really very good scores, eventually you will get a good ranking in competitive programming, right? So companies now have started to use this as a standard. A lot of companies use CodeChef ranking to understand whether the students or the people that are applying to them are proficient in coding or not. Yeah, I hope this clears out for everyone what competitive programming is. Yes? Okay. Like I was saying, CodeChef is a competitive programming platform, right? Where you can join in, participate in competitions, contests, and win prizes, win ranks over there. Win points over there and get ranks. Want to understand how many people have actually been to CodeChef.com website before this session? Yeah, let me go back. Hey Tanisha, hey Shivam, hi Chaitanya. Okay, my question was how many people have visited the CodeChef website? How many people have come onto this website called CodeChef website before this session? How many people have visited? Prashant has solved a lot of problems. Okay, Vashish is coming for the first time. Lavkesh has come. Yes. Okay. So my question again, I'm going to put +1 if you have visited the CodeChef website. Okay, a lot of people are coming in for the first time. Wow. Okay, okay. Interesting. Okay, a lot of people have come at multiple times as well. Jitin has come a lot of times. Manoj has come. Chaitanya, Lakshya, Prasanna coming for the first time. Amazing. For those who have come on the website, it's wonderful that you've already explored. But for those who haven't come on the website, guys, this is what the CodeChef website looks like. There are sections over here where you can learn competitive programming, solve problems by difficulty level, solve really very easy level problems, right? And there's a list of all the top performers that we have over here. For instance, you can see there are 7-star coders that we have, right? 6-star, 4-star coders. There are rankings, etc. that are there. So this is a platform where you can practice and learn coding, competitive programming, right? Discuss with other people, compete, right? Look at these prizes that are there. The registration date for this is 19th October, right? And you can get prizes of like $10,000, which is which is a lot of money. It's almost 7 lakh rupees. Yes. And these are the kind of competitions that we keep having on the platform. Yeah, just to show you, there's a September long challenge which is going on. There's a snack down which is going on. There are starters competitions as well that are going on. This is a platform where you can participate in competitions and contests after creating an account. Yes, and then start solving problems. There are problems that are given to you over here. There's a rating division system, etc., which is pointed out. And as you keep solving them, you get better at it, right? You get better at it and you start getting better ranks on it, right? This is what the whole competitive programming space as well is. For those who haven't learned, I hope those who haven't ever seen the CodeChef website, I hope this has been like a good first introduction for you. Okay. Yeah. So since we're all here to learn about competitive programming and what it can do for us, let me tell you that this is a very interesting space to be in. All the top product companies in the world, your Facebook, Apple, Google, Microsoft's, Netflix, all of these companies are product companies and they're looking for the best programmers in the world to join their teams and work with them, right? So competitive programming can do a lot for us if we utilize this time that we have during our college in the best possible way and get the best outcomes as well from it. Yeah. I know all of you want to join fine companies, but and all of us here in the session want to learn about competitive programming. But can you guys tell me what is your final aim? Why is it that you're really doing competitive programming? Right? I've put in like 5 options below. These are usually the common answers that I get from people. Why don't you tell me what is your reason? Option A is that you love coding and you want to build with the help of technology. Option B is salary. Option C is access to worldly opportunities. D is that everyone else is doing it, so I want to do it too. And option E is work at fine companies. Yeah. Let me see what your responses are. Salary, B. Okay. 3, B, E. What was 3? Access to worldly opportunities. Yes, my bad. You want to become an educator like me? How amazing. But yeah. Okay, that's a good answer. I'm getting a lot of A's and B's. Salary is what I'm getting the most. To be very honest, salary was the reason for me also to get started in this space. And I thought, yeah, why not? Might as well. Okay. Guys, you can see a lot of people voting the same things that you're also voting. Yeah. A and C. Wow. A, E, salary, A, option A. Okay. Want to solve problems. Prasanna, you have to choose one answer. You can't do A, B, C, D, E. Okay. Okay. B. Let me go back. Let me go back to what I had put down over here. I want to understand and I want to know from all of you, what is your final aim of learning competitive programming, right? Why do you want to learn competitive programming? What do you want to finally achieve out of it? Is it because you love coding and you want to build with the help of technology? Yeah. Or that salary is very very competitive and you want to have like a good salary. Yes, and competitive programming provides that access to worldly opportunities, because you're not just solving for a particular country or for a particular set of people, you'll be solving for the world. Yeah. I'm doing it because everyone else is doing it and I want to get on the parade as well. Or you want to work at fan companies. B and E. Okay. A. Hi Shivam, good to have you in the class. Hey Anirban. Okay. So, Bhanu, my screen is a little blur. Bhanu, I hope you're able to see it now. I mean, you're able to see me now, not the screen. Okay. So I understand from a lot of you, yeah, that the reason that you want to do is you really love coding. Salary is to be the next biggest reason. Yes. And yeah, fan companies, working at fan companies, access to worldly opportunities, very, very keen. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Now that we already know, what I want all of us to do right now is just write this on a piece of paper and stick it behind, on your desk so that you can see it every day. The reason that I'm saying this is because it'll just reinstate you, and it'll keep playing in your mind all the time. It will push you to learn competitive programming, to practice problems, to solve problems, to come onto CodeChef platform and try out things, to learn things, to watch videos on Unacademy. I know this inspired me when I was back in college. Yeah, I used to write down my goals and I used to put it in front of my bed every morning. I would read it first thing in the morning, and it worked for me. And I want you guys to try the same thing. I want you to write this down on a piece of paper, put it behind your desk, wherever you can, wherever you can see it very regularly, and yeah, keep reading it and reinstating it. Come on to CodeChef website and yes, and keep solving problems over there. Okay. I'll go back to the presentation and what we've created. Okay. So, just to give you guys a little idea about how CodeChef started. I think some of you were asking me what is CodeChef, and why are we talking about this today, right? And what is ICPC, etc. ICPC is actually a world-class competition where the best coders of the world get together and solve problems, right? It's the world's oldest, largest, and most prestigious programming contest. Does anybody know what is the full form of ICPC? Who can tell me? Okay? Nobody? It stands for International Collegiate Programming Contest. It's a college level programming contest. Is the largest and the most prestigious contest in the world, and students from all over the world participate over here, right? They represent the university, they represent the city, they represent the state, etc. And India team for the longest time has not won a gold in this contest, right? In spite of having so many brilliant coders in India, we've not been able to crack at it, right? So CodeChef originally started with the thought and the idea that we will create a platform for training, learning, practicing all these problems so that we are able to represent India at an international level and bag a gold for ourselves in ICPC. Yes. So again, because it started with a mission to help, to make programming accessible to all, to help with problem solving skills. All of these ideas came into implementation on the CodeChef platform, right? And we've seen so many of our learners graduate and become the best programmers in India, participating in competitions, winning gold medals, etc., everywhere. And that's something that we've been able to achieve. And we now want to spread this across to all other colleges and have you guys participating in competitions like ICPC, right? I'm not sure if you guys know, but CodeChef is really very big. We have more than 1.7 million registered users. There are members from not only India but from all across the world. So if you compete on CodeChef, you are not only competing with the best talent in India but best talent of almost all the world, right? There have been more than 100 million code submissions and more than 280 college chapters, right? I'm sure you have also heard this from your college. So there is a college chapter in SRM, IIT Chennai, IIT Delhi, IIT Madras, and all other colleges that you are from, right? Well-Tech, all of your colleges have a college chapter. We have more than 280 college chapters in India right now. Yes? Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So a lot of you guys do actually know the full form of ICPC. Good to hear. Rohit, this class is for another 20 minutes. I basically want to give you an idea about how you can get started and where you will proceed. Yes. What can you start with? Where can you start? All of these things. Yeah. Very, very quick summary of some of the things that we've covered in the past that we've already done. But yeah, another 20-30 minutes it will go on for. Yes. Okay. Some of you might still have a question on why you want to learn competitive programming. I already asked you. You know your final goal, but why really competitive programming, right? Why am I not, say, learning about product management, or why am I not learning about data analytics and data science, and why so much focus on competitive programming, right? Competitive programming is basically an industry accepted process, or a system that all the leading companies hire students from here, and look at the ranks that students have on this platform, right? It helps students understand programming better and more practically by solving so many problems that come by solving so many questions that are there in contest, right? Competitive programming strengthens a lot of your core skills, which is your data structures, algorithms, networking, and all these kind of problems, right? So the efficiency and speed in coding that you get after participating in competitions is really, really very high. So competitive programming helps out with all of these things, and it's recognized and globally accepted. CodeChef like platforms are globally accepted, and whether you apply for a job in Facebook, in San Francisco, or you apply for a job with any other organization on the Wall Street, or in Delhi NCR, in Bangalore, CodeChef ranking is something which is going to be valid because it is worldwide. It is a standardized format of identifying what kind of people are really good at their skills, right? So not just at a college level but beyond college level also, having a rank on these platforms really helps out. Yeah. So I'm guessing that all of you over here now have ideas on getting really very high ranks in CodeChef like platforms, right? But let me tell you, it's not easy. It takes a lot of time, lot of efforts, and participating in a lot of competitions. Yes. How many people here have participated in at least one competition, on not just CodeChef, on any other platform also? Yeah. Let me understand. When does Rutvik, you have a question on when does CodeChef conduct coding contest? Rutvik, there are contests going on CodeChef throughout, right? There are long contests, there are short contests, there are weekend level contests, right? And you can find right now. I think when I was sharing my screen, there were three contests that were running at that time itself. Yes. Paris, no, CodeChef is not a paid platform. Yes, it was started with the idea to ensure that everybody learns and knows how to code, and that's not something that we're charging you for. You've never done coding in life? I think yeah, that's a good place for you to start, Paris. Just go to the website, go to codechef.com, check out Learn CP section. Yes, you can actually learn competitive programming over there. There are lots of tutorials, modules, etc. that are available for you to get started. Otherwise, you can go to unacademy.com as well. And over there's a section on competitive programming. Yeah. I'm an educator with an academy in the competitive programming space, and I take a lot of classes around data structures, algorithms. I take a lot of sessions around computer networks, right? System design, etc. A lot of my classes are actually freely available on the platform. You don't need to buy a subscription. So all of these resources are available to you free of cost. Absolutely. Hi, Shanmukh. Shanmukh, is my video better? I hope others are not having a problem with the streaming quality. Hey, Chindu, you create apps. Wow, wonderful. Chindu, any apps that I may have heard of? Manoj, any classes about artificial intelligence? Yeah. So, Manoj, I think you can go onto Unacademy platform and check out certain sections that we have, that we have taken on artificial intelligence section. Oh, Rushita, hi Rushita. You've mentioned that Bhavin Turakia is the CEO of CodeChef. That's absolutely right, guys. For others who did not know, Bhavin was the visionary behind CodeChef. He's the one that came up with the idea, started with the idea, and has built it into a very successful platform that all of us love and use. Yeah, awesome. Um, okay. Ambala College of Engineering and Applied Research. We have people from there. Hi, Satyam. Okay. Dhara, can you please tell us how to begin competitive coding? Like learn DSA, when to get into CP, or just dive into it? Awesome. Okay, that's a valid question, and that's something that I'm going to answer right now. Yeah. Books on data structures and algorithms. Rather than giving you guys books about data structures and algorithms, I'm just going to give you the best resources where you can learn all of these concepts. Okay. Any classes for programming? Suraj, yes, answering your question. Yeah. Allow me a moment to share my screen again. I hope all of you are able to see it. I hope you can see my screen. I don't think so. You should be able to see it now. Amazing. Rishita, my classes are on Unacademy platform. Yes, I actually want to take you over here as well. Sorry. Just showing you my Unacademy page. Yes, my name is Sonia Motwani. I'm one of the top 10 educators in competitive programming on Academy, and I take a lot of classes on data structures and algorithms. Some of you were asking me how to get started in DSA. The best way I would say is just go onto the platform and look at some of the videos that we've taken. Not just me, there are so many other educators that are on the platform as well, whose videos you can access and you can look at. Yeah, there are a couple of batches that we are starting, on how to crack placements for top IT services, etc. But since all of you have joined, with respect to competitive programming, there are a lot of competitive programming classes that we have over here as well, right? There are topics on placement preparation, sorting and searching for interview preparation, maths and puzzles. There were a lot of interview series sessions that I was taking recently for third year rights and fourth year rights. So that was that. But otherwise, data structures, algorithms, sorting and searching, these are all the topics that I have covered, right? You can find me on an academy platform by the name Sonia Motwani. This is one good place where you can get started, but also let me tell you on CodeChef how you can do it. Over here, there's a section on Learn CP. There's a section on CodeChef website called Learn Competitive Programming, and there are a lot of courses that are available for you to check out, right? Let me just go straight to the browse our courses. There are some courses that had already been started and are still going on. There are some courses that are going to start in the future, right? There are a lot of courses which are free. So you can see free over here, right? But there are some which are paid as well. Again, you can get the details for this because CodeChef is an Unacademy website itself is going to redirect you back to Unacademy. But there are a lot of courses that are available to you to access free of cost as well. Okay. So upcoming courses that we have right now, I'm sorry, there's something wrong with the dates over here. But some of the upcoming courses that we have right now is also something that you'll be able to see. Okay. Going back to check if there are any questions. Free videos on Unacademy platform. Yes. Stratus Tactical Performance. Yeah. So yes, there are a lot of free videos that are there on Unacademy platform. You can just go to Unacademy Competitive Programming and look for free videos over there. You'll be able to get it. Okay. Moneydeep. Yes, Manideep, I am based out of Goa. You might have seen it in my description. No, I'm actually based out of Goa, but I'm originally from Maharashtra. Yeah. Okay. Rutvik, is it necessary to develop a high thinking and problem solving skill for coding? You do projects for companies and how programming contests can help us. Okay, awesome. Rutvik, that's a valid question. Paras, what do you start with as the first step in coding? The first step in coding should be data structures and algorithm. And Rutvik, to answer your questions, when you start solving problems, there are a lot of patterns and there are a lot of patterns that you will start identifying in the way that you solve it, right? and it will come to a level where you will be very intuitive about these problem solving skills, right? So I think it only comes with practice. It's not something that you already might know. There are very few people that come with that skill set already. There are a lot of people that have to learn it, right? I had to learn it. So yeah, so I think that could be something that you do as well. Kesawa Sriram. Hi, there are a lot of free C and Python classes on Unacademy platform. Again, just go to unacademy.com. I'll take you there as well, guys. Unacademy.com. You can go to my. Sorry, you can go to my profile directly, or you can just go into competitive programming. Okay, for instance, I'll go here, competitive programming. I'm sorry. There are a lot of free live classes that are happening right now as well. Who was asking me about C and Java and Python? See, there are some 2 classes on Java that are going on right now. I'm sorry. We're just going to go from here and do it. Yes. So on Unacademy, select your goal as competitive programming. On this section, there will be another section called free live classes. These are free live classes that you can access on our platform. Yeah, there are some upcoming classes that we have as well. You'll see here this practice session on trees, which is starting soon. Nidhi is taking this class. There's an ST library in C++ that Nipun is taking. Right? There are lots of upcoming classes that are happening. The system class that Animesh is taking for us, right? You have all your top educators as well that you want to reach out to, follow, check out some of the classes that this is my profile, so I may be able to see it this way. But yeah, free live classes is the section that you can go to. Free live classes. There are free test series. There are how you can be ready for programming. All of these sections are there that are available for you to access. Want to know if there are any questions that you have? So yeah, the classes I have showing right now, guys, were the free live classes, but Unacademy also offers a plus subscription for those who want to do an end-to-end course with all of us. Yeah. Okay. Kancha China. Hi, Kancha. Unacademy, Kancha, I'm not sure if you've used Unacademy or not. If you have, I'm sure you would have realized the benefits that are there. Okay, which is a good programming language. I use C++, guys, but depending on what you're comfortable with is the best language to choose. Yes, if you are comfortable with Python, go with it. If you're comfortable with Java, go with that. There's no restriction. There's no one final answer to this. The language that you're most comfortable with are the ones that you should be going ahead with. Okay. Chintu. Hi, Chintu. I keep seeing a lot of your messages randomly on this conversation. You're an HR at White Hat Junior. You're a coder. You have an app. Wonderful to see so many things that you've done. If you can tell us the name of your app, maybe we'll explore it as well. Yeah. Prem. Data structures and algorithms, and and I'm also getting a question on, is DSA important for placements? DSA, guys, is the first thing that you should learn in competitive programming. That's the first topic that you should get started with. It's very, very essential. It's very, very important. Data structures and algorithms basically is going to give you an idea about understanding of how data structures are, how information is coming, how information is flowing. And I'll tell you why data structures and algorithms is also important, right? I think I have this one slide where I put in, which I kind of wanted to wow everyone with. Coming back to it. Okay, I think we've covered why we created CodeChef, and I want to tell you some of the stories that we have from our young achievers. But yeah, I want you guys to spend like a minute or so and read what is there on this slide, or what is there in this on the right side of the screen. What does this image say? Just to read out. This is an image of what happened in 2020 in every minute of the day, right? So if you see, in 2020, every minute there were 3.5 lakh Instagram stories that were being posted. There were 500 hours of YouTube videos that were being uploaded every minute of 2020, right? There were 1,50,000 messages on Facebook. There were 6,600 Amazon packages that were getting shipped every minute of 2020. There were billions of WhatsApp messages that were going on, right? Imagine all of this was happening in 2020. I don't have the numbers updated for 2021 because we are not at the end of the year yet, but these numbers are going to be much higher this year. With so much of information being generated, so much information being flowing from here to there, data structures and algorithms is very, very key, right? Because unless you know what kind of information is there, how will you as an engineering team store it in different places for others to use, right? So data structures, algorithms, how do you identify, how do you extract data, what sense can you make out of that data is what DSA is. DSA is a very important topic in analytics space as well, right? If that's a space that you're looking to go into and finally work there also DSA is very, very important part. But the reason that DSA has become so important is actually because of this. There's millions of data points that are being generated every minute on the internet, right? And these are just maybe 20 companies that you're seeing over here, yeah, and these are worldwide. Imagine the number of companies that are there in India and how much is happening every moment, right? So just to give you importance of why DSA and why do we start with DSA? Is DSA very important for interviews? This is the reason that it is so important, right? And that's the first step that you should start. Unless you know or understand about what data structures are, how will you know how to store them, collect them, and find out things between them? Yes. Want to see if we have any questions on this. DSA, Manideep, I was saying DSA stands for an algorithm. Yeah. Comparative coding, Shrikant, yes, comparative coding is easy as long as you do it continuously, yes, and you're regular at it. Yeah. CodeChef is a brilliant platform for coding, yes, Shrikant. I think you should absolutely figure that out and start using it. Yeah. Okay, Surendra, you want to understand how to improve or how to develop logical thinking ability in programming. Surendra, I have taken a lot of classes on maths and puzzles for interview preparation on Unacademy platform. These classes are free for you to attend. Yes, you can check out some of the questions that are asked in interviews and how we've tried to solve them. I think solving these puzzle questions will help you build that logical ability. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Prashant, what DSA questions are asked in interviews? Prashant, I have taken, I think, 2 or 3 sessions around DSA questions asked during interviews, and there are a couple of free videos that are available on Unacademy platform. I'd suggest you go ahead and check that. In case you're not able to find it, please subscribe to my channel or my page on Unacademy. Whenever I take a class, you'll get a notification about it. So a lot of my classes are pending as well. You'll get to know whenever it happens. Yeah. Vivi, what to start as a beginner? Data structures and algorithms. DSA is the key to start. Yes? Yeah, Umesh, I hope this answers your question too. Rutvik, which language is suitable for cybersecurity? Rutvik, I'm not the best at consulting you on cybersecurity, right? But I would still say C++. Again, I'm not an expert. Maybe you'd like to consult someone else, but I'd suggest, yeah, C++. Learning language is the first step of coding. Yes. Manideep, learning language is a very important part, but learning concepts is also really very key and really very important. So why don't you start learning some of the concepts? Go to unacademy.com. Check out some of the videos that we've created for you over there. Free videos. You don't have to worry. And and you can go through those sessions. You can go through those classes and get an idea about the topics that you need to learn, how to prep, along with learning C++ simultaneously. Yes? Vamsi Krishna, where to start DSA? That's a very good question as well. Start by understanding your basic data structures, right? Your stacks, queues, linked list, yeah? Your little complex data structures, learning about sorting and searching techniques. All of these things are what you should get started with. Okay? Manoj, please share a question which was asked in my interview. Okay, this is very interesting. I was once asked in an interview about how many vehicles go from Delhi to Jaipur in one day. And I had to do a guesstimate. This wasn't a coding question. This was a logical ability question where my thinking abilities were kind of trying to be identified. But amongst some coding questions that I was asked, I was given a data structure and I was asked to suggest a sorting technique that could be used on it, right? And there are multiple sorting techniques that we have as well. Sorting and searching, both the questions were there, but like which sorting technique will you use and why? Yeah, those are the things. Shanmugh, resources for DSA. Shanmugh, go to unacademy.com. Go to my profile, follow my profile. I keep taking a lot of classes on DSA, so that's one good resource. There are a lot of videos that are already available for the DSA section, so I think that would be good. Dream Girl, a very unique name again. You want a book? I'd suggest books are a little outdated. Not everyone updates them. A lot of things that we teach you in the classes are actually real life examples of what people are facing, right? So I think that's a good place for you to start rather than doing a book. Shrikant, yes, data structure algorithm classes are available for free on Unacademy platform. Yeah. Bruno, I'm not going to tell you the answer for my logical thinking question right now. I will tell you 5 minutes later once I tell you some of the success stories that we've had at at CodeChef. Okay, I hope you guys can see my screen. Saranya, you wanted some tips to improve coding skills? The only and the best tip that I have is practice, practice, practice. Yes. So, yeah, I think that's all that I'd like to tell you. That's what I had been told a long time ago when I was in your place. Going back, yes. I wanted to tell you a little bit about some of the brilliant achievers that we've had on CodeChef platform, and what they've done with the help of the resources that we've provided. What they've done with the help of resources that are already there, right? They utilize the resources to the best of their potential, learned so much, practiced so much more, and end up becoming the faces for CodeChef and the faces for an academy. Such brilliant achievements that they've done in the past. Yeah. So Anudeep, Malvika, Aslam, all of these brilliant coders that we've had. Malvika, in fact, made it to MIT. She's someone who did not take schooling and did really very well in her career. Anudeep and Aslam as well have done really very well. In fact, you can just read about them with a normal Google search as well. Yes, you'll see here Malvika Joshi, CodeChef, and there were a lot of news articles about her. Yeah, she's currently pursuing her Masters of Engineering at MIT Cambridge. All of these because she practiced, she learned, she was able to crack all the examinations. Right, all of these are students that have had access to the same set of resources and have been able to do so much more with it. Yes. Do you guys want to know about anybody in particular? Yeah. Let me show you Anudeep. You'll see over here, right? There are lots of articles about it. How did I become so good at competitive programming, right? He's also written over here. He started doing CodeChef, spent 7 days to solve 3 simple problems. This is in 2012, right? And in a couple of years, he was like really, really very good. Yes, his profile, his blogs, the whole competitive programming community celebrates these people that have achieved so much with the help of learning competitive programming on Unacademy and CodeChef. Yeah. Let me just go back and some of the questions that you may have. Okay. Do we need to get good with our fingers for coding? Vamsi, I think once you start practicing things, right, it'll just come automatically. So you don't have to worry about it. Please don't worry. The more you type, the better you will get. It's one of those things. Typing is the simplest of things. If you have a logic, that's what is going to be more helpful, right? But eventually, if you start solving a lot of problems, it'll come to a stage where you're able to solve them you're able to type it even without looking at the keyboard. So don't worry. It's just going to be taking time. Be patient with it. Daily, how many hours of practice is required for coding? That's good. I'd say give 2 hours every day. Yeah, give 2 hours every day to competitive programming, to coding, to learning something new, to practicing problems. I know it's very difficult to do it because I was not able to do it when I started. I'm still not able to give it time. So set realistic goals for yourself, even if it is 1 hour every day, even if it is 2 hours in a week, even if it is 5 hours in a week. Set realistic goals and try to achieve them. Be regular. Just breathe. There's not going to be an absolute answer, right? I had to spend a lot more time in coding because I started in 4th year and I was very focused on placements. A lot of my friends started paying attention to it in 1st and 2nd, and they were able to pick up concepts faster. They didn't have to spend as much time, right? And nobody really calculates time, but like 2 hours per day is a good enough time to start with. Yeah. After understanding DSA concepts, what's the next step to do? While you're learning about DSA concepts, it's a good thing to start practicing problems as well, right? DSA problems are a lot. There are a lot of DSA problems, and most of the problems that you will get in interviews are also DSA problems. Once you start learning them, start practicing them, start learning. So it's not like DSA is just one topic and it'll get done. Right, data structures and algorithms. There are limited number of data structures, but there are millions of algorithms to do something, right? And normally on platforms like CodeChef, there are a lot of restrictions within which you have to do these, within which you have to solve these problems. So yeah, you may have to do a sorting problem with that usually takes 10 seconds to do. Now you have to do it within 2 seconds. So you have to optimize your code. You have to make it faster. You have to use dynamic programming. You have to do multiple other things, right? So DSA as a topic is not very limited. There are a lot of things that you have to do after that also. But a good next step could be learning about computer networks, learning about system design, streamlining which direction you want to go into. Yes, eventually career wise, and then focusing towards that. I hope that answers your question. Which language should you learn first? Mamsi, if you've not started with any language, then C++ could be a good language to begin with. But if you're already comfortable with Java or Python, please continue with that. Yeah. Shrikant, you're facing login issues with the CodeChef website. I'm sorry, Shrikant. Maybe that's something you can try forget password or reach out to info ID, which would be there on the CodeChef platform. Yeah. Paras and Manoj, you guys are very keen to know the answer for my interview question. I'm not going to give it to you here. I will solve such questions on Unacademy platform in my sessions. Please meet me there. Okay. Okay. Shanmukh, how to know failing test cases, how to guess test cases. Okay. Shanmukh, I think these are very specific questions, and there are a lot of educators on Unacademy platform that have solved these problems. Why don't you go there and check out some of the topics that they've covered, and I'm sure this is something that will be answered over there. Yeah. Java versus Python. Satyam. Satyam, I would suggest choose the language which you are most comfortable with. I would not. It would not be right for me to suggest you something, and if you're not comfortable with it, you may eventually just move out of competitive programming. So I don't want to do that. Whichever language you're more comfortable with, but just to tell you, in the market, Python is what is being used a little more. Yes. Krishna, I'm sorry, I missed your question. Can you please ask away again? I'll answer it again for you. Srishti, yes, my Unacademy channel, I mean my page on Unacademy website, you can go to unacademy.com and look for Sonia Motwani. That's my page. I take a lot of classes over there. You can follow my profile, not my Unacademy channel, my Unacademy profile. I'm sorry, guys. Yes, Satyam, which one is in scope? I'm sorry, is this a follow-up question to something? Bhanu, what's my qualification? Bhanu, I've done my master's in mathematics from BITS Pilani and my BTech in computer science as well from BITS Pilani. Yeah. Is Python enough for everything or C++ also? I think both of these languages are equally competitive. Python is just being used a little more in the industry these days. Although it's not like C++ goes behind. Yeah. So no worries. It's just between Python, C++ and Java. Anyways, the syntax is only what is changing, right? The background that you have or the context that you solve the problem with, the algorithm that you're applying eventually ends up being the same, right? It's only the language that you're writing or the way that you're interacting with the computer is a little different. Yeah. Yes. Arjun, you're familiar with Python, but in first year they're teaching C. Which language should you focus on? Arjun, if in your college you're going to use more of C, then I suggest go with C as well, right? It'll strengthen your college marks as well, and also, right, to eventually help you in your work as well. Yeah. Brahmpal, you want to learn every possible programming language. How can you? Brahmpal, I'm also looking for the answer to that question. Yeah. So tell me if you get to know as well. Yes. Awesome. Without coding, can you go for placements? If you are looking for non-coding profiles, absolutely. Right. If you're looking to become a business development manager or a sales associate, you can go for placements without coding. But yeah, in the space of competitive programming, it'll be good to have that knowledge, because imagine, Shrikant, there are so many people like you which are there in this session who will gain the similar skills for the same job, right? Wouldn't you want to be competing with them at that level rather than not knowing programming and joining in? Yeah. Krishna, how many languages should you learn to get good placement? Krishna, you need to be good at one language only, but you need to be good at the logic and problem solving. If you're able to solve a problem in C++, rather than solving it in any other language, that's C++ is your strength, and you'll get placed because of that. It's company will not choose you because you don't know a programming language. A company will choose you because you can solve a problem no matter which programming language. Yeah. Does that answer your question, Krishna? Okay. Pranati, hi. Can you solve problems in CodeChef using any programming language? Absolutely, Pranati. Yes, you can. You can solve problems on the CodeChef platform using any programming language of your preference or your choice. In general as well, right? It's just that companies end up using a specific language and they want it to be uniform across all their employees, which is why they have restrictions around it, right? But as a learner, as somebody who's in college, I'd suggest explore, feel free to try whichever language you would like to. Vamsi, do we need to be in a good college to be good at programming? Absolutely not, Vamsi. I know so many people who are not from my college and are doing brilliant at their jobs. There are so many educators that are there on Unacademy and CodeChef platform that have done brilliantly. College has nothing to do with it. It's honestly the amount of hard work that you put in, right? So I will not say that. I will not say that. College, good programming. That's not the case. Everybody has the same resources now, right, Vamsi? What you are studying from on CodeChef and Unacademy is the same thing that somebody at, say, my college also has, right? Somebody at VIT has, somebody at IIT Chennai also has. So yeah. Is object-oriented programming important? Absolutely, absolutely. It comes under computer networks, operating systems, object-oriented programming. Very, very important to understand and learn. I've been taking a couple of classes on object-oriented programming on Unacademy platform. Feel free to join in on my classes. Would be happy to see you. Yeah. Mahendranath. Hey Mahendra, you're attending placements now and you're learning DSA concepts, but you haven't practiced applying them. Any tips from my side to ace placements by getting familiar with application ASAP? Mahendra, unfortunately, to some of these things, there are no shortcuts, right? It's good that you know a lot of these concepts, but it's important to be able to apply them. To be very honest, the best way to do it ASAP is to spend a lot of time in solving problems. Yes. And, CodeChef is a good platform to solve problems. You can go to codechef.com, practice problems by difficulty level. Start with the easy problems, move on to medium and hard as well. If you're able to solve, the first 10, 12 medium level problems, you're good at it. Yeah. I think that's good for you for placements at least. Artificial intelligence or data science, which is the best? Rishi, artificial intelligence and data science are actually two different streams and not very different from coding. They are in the same lines. It's just that, you in artificial intelligence, you already have some data and you are predicting on the basis of that. Data intelligence, is a little more complicated than that. It involves a lot of machine learning technologies as well. I think that's a more detailed discussion that we could take offline too. Yeah. Siva, you're a first year student, you know Python, but this are C++. Which language should you choose for future? I think, Shiva, if they're teaching you C++ in college, you will need C++, in college itself. So keep learning that. If you still feel an interest in learning Python, go ahead at it. But otherwise, C++ is good enough. Again, technologies keep changing a lot of time. Yeah. It's good to stay updated, but C++ forms the basic. It's still something that I use as well, so you don't have to worry about it. Is Python enough for placements? You've heard that they won't allow Python in technical rounds. Oh, I'm sorry, Bruno the Bunny. I'm not sure which company this is, but I haven't heard this from anyone. Python, just knowing a programming language is not sufficient, guys. It's important to know how to apply it as well. Yeah. Okay. All right. You want to learn Java? Suggestions? Yes. Again, unacademy.com, free classes in competitive programming. go on to the Java classes that are already existing on the platform. Start with that. If you like them, there are a lot of plus courses that we have on the platform as well, and you can go ahead there. Okay. Vipesh, which specialization is the best? That's interesting. I think, Vipesh, that's a very subjective answer and could vary for everyone. I might like backend, some people might front end more, some might like some other fields of it. Yeah. So, how many problems are available for each programming language in CodeChef website for competitive coding? Shrikant, there are going to be more problems than you can solve. That's something that I can assure. Yes. And while I say that, there are a lot of problems that are available for you to solve either ways. I mean, you don't necessarily need to solve them in C++. It's just that you need to give an output and it needs to follow certain limitations or restrictions. Right? So whether you do it in Python or Java or C++, any of them is okay. Yeah. Vignesh, wow. What's the best language from me? My preference for is C++. Very subjective, very relative. A lot of people use Java. A lot of people use Python as well. Yeah. I just started with that in college and I kind of continued with it. How to decide a specialization? Vipesh, I think you're thinking much ahead in time. I think as a fresher, you won't get a specialization. You won't have the option for a specialization. It will be a little bit of a generic role, whichever company you join. And also, if in the first 2 years you don't like your role, you can very easily change within the company. Companies are very flexible and open to these things nowadays. You don't have to decide on a specialization today. That was my answer. Yeah. Okay. Krishna, which program is going on? I'm sorry, which program is going on in present days? Which compiler is best? Please. Okay, I'm sorry, Krishna. I may have missed answering your questions. Which program is going on present days and which compiler is the best to compile your programs and show errors? Guys, compiler wise, again, a lot of these things are very subjective to the colleges that you are in and the kind of yeah, and the kind of things that they're teaching you and they're introducing you in college, right? You can use the CodeChef compiler also for answering your questions and checking whether things are right or not. I would suggest you do that. Start with that. If that's not enough for you, then you can always find better ones. Yeah. For your job purposes, you want any specialization for interview is compulsory. Krishna, I don't think I've heard this at a lot of places. Yeah. But yeah, if that's the case, and if you have to choose a specialization, anyways, companies won't expect you to be an expert when you join in. So don't worry about it. Dream Girl, free courses that are available on An Academy. Okay. Yeah, lots of free courses available. Go create an account on anacademy.com. You can go to my profile. I take a lot of free classes, guys. I know you have so many questions around free classes. Just check out my profile. वहाँ पे आप देख लो. वहाँ से आप explore कर सकते हो बाकी सारे sections भी. Okay? Vamsi, yes, the languages are easy to learn. The languages are need a lot of time and effort as well, but it's not like they're difficult. So don't worry about it. Okay? Awesome. Okay. Guys, I think I'd like to end the session today unless there are more questions that are coming from you folks. I think I've completed my presentation. Yeah, I think I've completed my presentation and I just wanted to end like with a very inspiring slide and say that, you know what, guys, you've got this. You can be the next big story. You have all joined the session with a thought to get and be the best at it. I'm sure you'll be able to do it. Just keep your goal in mind and get at it. Yeah. Let me see if there are any last minute questions. I'll answer them for you and we can end the class otherwise. Thank you. Saranya, is it easy to learn C++ if you know Java? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just the syntax that's changing, right? So don't worry. Shanmukh, any sessions from me on CodeChef? Yes, Shanmukh. I take some classes on CodeChef on the YouTube channel. Please find me there. I'd love to see you in my class. Programming language that you need to learn from first year itself, or you can start from third year or later. Shine, I started in my final year, so don't worry. Yeah. Paris, no interview questions, guys. I just wanted to leave you with the question and with the thought. Please put in some effort. Try and answer these questions on your own. But again, I will. I keep taking again. While you might think that I'm plugging in, I do keep taking a lot of sessions like this around interview prep questions that come in for you guys. Join in. There's a lot more to learn. I've just teased you with one question. There are so many more that you need to learn and answer. Yeah. So all the best at it, guys. Yeah, go to An Academy, start your journey over there, interact with all the teachers, all the educators that are there on the platform as well. We're very friendly, open to helping you and open to answering you. Maybe this 1 hour isn't enough and sufficient to answer all your concerns, but I hope to see you on the other side and interact with you over there. Thank you so much for joining in, guys. Bye, good night. Happy weekend, folks.